It's raining today. You know what I love about the rain? First of all, it's refreshing. Second of all, my competitors don't want to make sales calls when it's raining. They'd rather sit in their office and drink hot coffee while I'm out here calling on their clients. Now, let's get to this episode of the Sellin' Podcast. Jeffrey Shorts. In these quick episodes of the Sellin' Podcast that I call Jeffrey Shorts, I record a quick episode from my car after I've made a sales call or attended a networking event or had some experience that I can share with you, a story and a lesson learned. No editing, just recording and uploading direct to you. In this episode, I'm sitting in my car reading my emails after having attended a morning networking event, and I see that one of my administrators made a mistake on a file. When the client pointed it out, the staff addressed the mistake pretty quickly. It's embarrassing. I hate it, but at least the mistake was addressed in a timely fashion. My office addressed that pretty quickly. Mistakes happen. I hate them. As much as I hate them, it's good that my office responded as quickly as they did. So I've continued to look through my emails, then I see this. My office manager writes an email to another client of mine that says, quote, "That you very much," end quote. You heard that correctly, yes. The office manager writes, "That you very much," instead of "thank you very much." Well, I couldn't help myself. I wrote back to my office manager saying, "For your information, the word 'that' means something completely different from the word 'thank.'" I hate mistakes like this more than anything. I hate it. Typos, misspelled words. It just shows laziness. Someone who doesn't proofread their writing, someone who doesn't double-check their work, they're just lazy. I can take uneducated because you can educate people, right? I can even sometimes take mistakes, but lazy makes me angry. Makes me angry. And in response, I show no mercy. Laziness is infuriating and damaging to the organization. It spreads like cancer. When someone doesn't care enough to proofread their work, I start to thinking about their next job, and it doesn't include working with me. Here's another one. Another mistake. Every year during this season, we give out specialized promotional items. Every year for as long as I've been in this business. We've handed out these promotional items this time of year. Who orders them every year? The sales manager. That's who. Well, about when we were supposed to start handing out these specialized promotional items, I asked my sales manager, "When should we expect delivery?" The sales manager's response, "Oops, I forgot to order them this year." Oh, great. Oh, mistakes, oversights, incompetence. If you want to succeed, you want success for yourself, your company, your clients, sometimes you're going to have to deal with other people's mistakes and incompetence and plain laziness. How are motivated salespeople and business owners who want to succeed, how are they supposed to deal with the lazy and the incompetent? The apathetic. Ugh. The answer is, we don't blame. We take responsibility. That's how. Let's take the examples that I just gave you. Why at first was I so angry? The answer is in the word blame. Yes, blame. I was angry because I blamed the incompetence. I blamed these employees and I blamed that manager. Blame. Blame is kind of easy, but it's destructive to the salesperson and the business owner. Why? Because when we blame, we feel psychic pain. Why do we feel psychic pain? Because when we blame other people, we feel that we lack control, and that makes us angry. And we tend not to take action. When I see incompetence, I have to remind myself that I am responsible. But wait, Jeffrey, you didn't make these mistakes. You didn't cause these problems. Other people did. Yes, of course, I get it. However, when we blame, we feel that circumstances are out of our control. We feel like we're a victim. I have to remind myself that I am always in control of two factors. Always. I am in control of my thoughts, and therefore I'm in control of my emotions, and I am in control of my actions. I'll say it again, no matter what the events and circumstances, we are always in control of our thoughts and emotions, and we are always in control of our actions. Let's take the mistake on the part of the administrator in my office and the laziness on the part of my office manager who sent out an email without proofreading that email. I'm not at fault. I understand that. I am not at fault, of course. But I am responsible. My thoughts, infuriating at first. Yes, of course. But I am comforted by the fact that I can correct the nudniks in my office who made the mistakes. Also, I bring these mistakes and laziness on the part of some of the employees to the attention of my corporate managers. And most importantly, if the mistakes and the laziness continues, I inform the management about these incompetents and lazy employees, which I have done many, many times in my sales career. And I have had many people who were incompetent, lazy, and a drain on the company fired over the years. I certainly have. As the number one sales rep at my firm for over 30 years, I have that kind of leverage, influence. I cannot have the incompetent and the lazy interfere with my success. I can't have it. I can't have the incompetent and the lazy interfere with the success of my company and the success of my clients who put their trust in me and put their trust in my firm. I cannot have it. I won't have it. That is control, my friends. I am responsible. Yes, I am. Am I in control? Yes, I am. Am I a victim of other people's incompetence? No, I am not. Too many salespeople and managers and, frankly, business owners sometimes think that they are being compassionate by not firing the lazy and the incompetent in their firm. They aren't being compassionate. They're being fools. I want you to take a moment and think of yourself at 70, 80, 90 years old, and hopefully even older. You've worked very hard for many, many years. And now, in your senior years, you need the money that you worked so hard to accumulate and invest in for you and your family's security. Is the money that you need going to be there? Or did you allow the incompetence and the lazy to destroy your finances in the name of compassion? When you see people at your organization who are lazy, incompetent, fire them today. Your 90-year-old self will look back and thank you. And in the case of the sales manager not ordering the promotional items until I reminded that person months after the items should have been ordered, well, again, when I was blaming, I was infuriated. However, while I am not at fault, of course, I am responsible. Where am I responsible? What action will I take? Well, from now on, I will put in my calendar a reminder to remind my sales manager to order the promotional items. No blame. I am responsible. I take action. That is control. That is control. I am in control. I am responsible. I am responsible. Am I a victim of other people's incompetence? No, I am responsible. Let me tell you, as a salesperson, as a business owner, if you don't take 100% responsible for everything that happens in your life, then you don't believe that you have any control. You believe that outside forces control your life. You believe you cannot affect change. And that's a miserable way to go through life in business. In business, you will always be faced with others' mistakes and laziness. It's just a part of business and a part of life. When other people disappoint, take responsibility. You are in control of your thoughts, your emotions, and especially your actions. Others may be at fault, but you are responsible. You've got to create this life carved out of granite with your bare hands. No one is coming to the rescue. You and only you are responsible. Don't blame. Remember, blame leads to anger and paralysis. Don't blame. Take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life. You are in control of your thoughts and actions. Take action. That is putting yourself on the path to success in sales, business, and in life. Now get out there and sell.